What if one of America's most beloved comfort foods has been hiding a surprising health story all along? Not a miracle food, not a trendy supplement, not some expensive wellness product sold online. We're talking about Birria Tacos. The crispy tortillas, the slow-cooked meat, the rich, flavorful consommé, the dish that exploded across social media and became one of the most talked-about foods in America. But here's the question almost nobody is asking. Could this traditional Mexican dish actually contain nutrients that support healthy aging, muscle strength, energy levels, and even long-term wellness? Most people assume tacos belong in the cheat meal category. Something delicious, something indulgent, something you enjoy occasionally and then forget. But what if that assumption is only telling part of the story? Because hidden beneath the incredible flavor of authentic birria are ingredients that have been nourishing families for generations. And some of those ingredients may surprise you. Tonight, we're exploring the fascinating science, traditions, myths, and health secrets behind Birria Tacos. And by the end of this video, you may never look at this famous dish the same way again. Stay with us. The most surprising fact is still ahead. Food has always been more than fuel. It tells stories. It carries culture. It preserves traditions.
And sometimes, it contains wisdom that modern nutrition is only beginning to appreciate. Birria began alayhi salam, a humble regional dish. Today, it's a global sensation. You'll find it in food trucks, restaurants, home kitchens, and across millions of social media videos. People love birria because it tastes incredible. But taste alone doesn't explain why dishes like this survive for generations. Historically, traditional foods lasted because they satisfied something deeper. They nourished people. They provided energy. They helped families thrive during difficult times.
And while no single food can guarantee perfect health, some traditional meals offer nutritional advantages that modern processed foods simply can't match. So what exactly makes birria different? To answer that, we have to travel back in time.
Birria traces its roots to the Mexican state of Jalisco. For generations, families prepared slow-cooked meat using local spices, herbs, and techniques passed down through time. What made birria special wasn't speed, it wasn't convenience, it was patience. The meat would simmer for hours, sometimes all day, sometimes overnight. And something remarkable happens when food cooks slowly. Flavors deepen, textures soften, and nutrients locked inside connective tissue begin to transform. This transformation creates one of birria's most famous features, the consommé. That rich broth isn't just flavorful, it's the result of hours of extraction from bones, meat, herbs, and spices.
Long before modern nutrition science existed, many cultures valued slow-simmered broths. Grandparents served them during recovery. Families prepared them during colder seasons. Communities viewed them as deeply nourishing. Was it simply tradition? Or did experience teach them something modern science is now rediscovering? That's where things become fascinating. Because some researchers have spent years examining what happens inside long-cooked broths and connective tissues. And the findings are attracting increasing attention from health-conscious adults. But before we get there, let's talk about what actually goes into authentic birria.
Because the ingredient list reveals much more than most people realize. Authentic birria isn't just one ingredient. It's a combination, and nutrition often works best that way. Let's start with the protein. Most birria is made using beef, goat, or lamb. These foods are rich sources of complete protein. Protein matters for something many Americans worry about after age 40, muscle loss. Every year, adults naturally lose muscle if they don't actively maintain it. And muscle isn't just about strength.
It's closely linked to mobility, metabolism, independence, and healthy aging. The protein in birria helps provide the building blocks your body uses for repair and maintenance.
Then there are the spices: garlic, chili peppers, cumin, oregano, various herbs. These ingredients don't simply add flavor. They contain natural plant compounds that researchers continue studying for their potential role in overall wellness. And then there's the broth, perhaps the most underrated part of the entire meal. When bones and connective tissues cook slowly for hours, compounds like collagen-related proteins and amino acids become more available. These compounds have become increasingly popular in wellness circles, not because they're magic, but because they play important roles throughout the body. Which leads us to our first major health benefit.
And it's one that millions of adults care deeply about: healthy aging.
Imagine two people entering their 60s. Same age, different experiences. One feels energetic, active, confident. The other feels stiff, tired, limited. Aging is inevitable, but how we age can vary dramatically. One factor scientists increasingly discuss is the body's structural proteins, including collagen. Collagen is found throughout the body: skin, joints, tendons, connective tissues. As we age, natural collagen production declines. That's why so many supplements today focus on collagen support. Interestingly, traditional slow-cooked dishes like birria naturally contain compounds associated with connective tissues.
Again, this doesn't mean birria can reverse aging. No food can do that. But it does mean you're consuming nutrients that have long been part of traditional dietary patterns. And perhaps that's one reason why slow-cooked broths continue appearing in cultures known for respecting food alayhi salam. But collagen isn't the only story, because another hidden benefit may affect something even more important: your heart. And what researchers have discovered about traditional protein-rich meals may surprise you. When people think about heart health, tacos rarely enter the conversation. Usually we hear about salads, oatmeal, fish, or olive oil.
So, where does birria fit into the picture? The answer depends on something important: preparation. Because not all birria is created equal. Traditional birria focuses heavily on slow-cooked meat, broth, herbs, and spices. And when enjoyed alayhi salam, part of a balanced diet, protein-rich meals can help support satiety and maintain muscle mass. Why does that matter for the heart? Because maintaining a healthy weight and preserving muscle are both associated with better long-term cardiovascular health. But here's something many people overlook. The herbs and spices used in authentic birria aren't just flavor enhancers.
Garlic, oregano, and chili peppers contain plant compounds that researchers continue studying for their potential role in supporting overall wellness. Again, no taco is a heart medicine. But compared with highly processed fast foods packed with artificial ingredients, traditional homemade birria may offer a much more nutrient-dense experience. And that brings us to a surprising question. Could the real secret of birria be less about the meat and more about the broth? We'll get to that shortly, because first we need to talk about the organ that controls every thought you have: your brain. Have you ever noticed how difficult it is to think clearly when you're hungry? There's a reason for that. Your brain is one of the most energy-demanding organs in your body. Even though it represents only a small percentage of your body weight, it consumes a significant amount of your daily energy. And that means nutrition matters. Protein provides amino acids. Those amino acids are used throughout the body, including in processes related to neurotransmitters. In simple terms, the food you eat provides raw materials your body uses to function. Many adults over 40 report concerns about memory, focus, mental sharpness, energy. While no food can guarantee perfect cognitive performance, diets rich in quality proteins and minimally processed ingredients are often associated with better overall health patterns. And birria, when prepared traditionally, checks many of those boxes. But there's another reason people feel satisfied after eating it, a reason that has everything to do with blood sugar. And that might be especially important if you're concerned about long-term metabolic health. One of the biggest challenges facing modern health is unstable blood sugar. Energy spikes, energy crashes, cravings, overeating, and that cycle can become exhausting. Now think about many common meals: sugary snacks,
Sweetened drinks, ultra-processed foods, they often digest quickly and leave people hungry again sooner than expected. Protein-rich foods work differently. They generally digest more slowly, helping many people feel fuller for longer. This is one reason high-protein meals have become increasingly popular among adults trying to manage their weight and support healthy eating habits. Birria's combination of protein, broth, and savory flavor can be surprisingly satisfying, and satisfaction matters, because when people feel satisfied, they're often less tempted to continuously snack throughout the day. But blood sugar isn't the only system affected by what we eat.
There's another system that's becoming one of the hottest topics in wellness: the gut. And the story there is fascinating. For decades, gut health wasn't a mainstream topic. Today, it's everywhere. Scientists continue discovering connections between digestion and many aspects of overall wellness: energy, mood, immune function, even sleep. Now consider something interesting. Traditional cultures often relied on soups, broths, and slow-cooked meals. Why? Because these foods were comforting, easy to eat, and often easier to digest than heavily processed alternatives. Many birria recipes include onions, herbs, spices, and broth. Together, these ingredients create a meal that feels deeply nourishing. Have you ever noticed how a warm bowl of soup can feel restorative?
That's not just in your imagination. Food affects us emotionally as well as physically. And that emotional connection may be one reason traditional comfort foods remain so powerful generation after generation. But here's where things become even more interesting. Because your digestive system and immune system are more connected than most people realize. And that brings us to another hidden advantage. When people think about immunity, they often focus on supplements, vitamin tablets, powders, special drinks. But healthy immune function starts with a much broader picture: quality sleep, physical activity, stress management, and nutrition. Your immune system relies on nutrients from food every single day. Protein helps support normal body maintenance. Various herbs and vegetables contribute vitamins and beneficial plant compounds. And balanced meals help create the nutritional foundation your body depends on. Work together. And birria reflects that philosophy beautifully. Meat, broth, herbs, spices, vegetables, simple ingredients, prepared with patience, enjoyed with family. It's a reminder that health isn't always found in the newest trend.
Sometimes it's hidden inside traditions that have survived for generations. But we're only halfway through this story. Because next, we're going to explore something that surprises many people: how a dish famous for being rich and indulgent may actually help some people stay on track with their weight management goals. And after that, we'll reveal one of the biggest myths surrounding Birria Tacos that millions of people still believe today.
Here's something that surprises many people. One of the biggest enemies of weight management isn't necessarily food. It's hunger. Real hunger. The kind that keeps pulling you back to the refrigerator. The kind that makes healthy intentions disappear by late afternoon. Most diets fail for a simple reason. People feel deprived, hungry, unsatisfied, and eventually they quit. But meals rich in protein tend to create a different experience.
Many people report feeling fuller for longer, more satisfied, less likely to constantly snack. That's one reason protein has become such a major topic in modern nutrition discussions. Now think about authentic birria, slow-cooked meat.
Rich broth. Deep flavor. A meal that feels substantial. When paired with reasonable portions and a balanced lifestyle, foods like these can fit into an approach focused on satisfaction rather than restriction. Because lasting health is rarely built through punishment. It's built through sustainability. And sustainable habits often begin with meals people genuinely enjoy. But there's another benefit people notice after eating a nourishing meal. Something that's increasingly rare in today's world: steady energy. Have you ever experienced the difference between artificial energy and real energy? Artificial energy often comes from sugar, energy drinks, highly processed snacks.
The boost feels exciting at first. Then comes the crash. Real energy feels different. It's steady, reliable, consistent. The nutrients found in protein-rich meals help provide building blocks your body uses every day. And because birria is often enjoyed alaihi salam, part of a substantial meal, many people find it satisfying in a way fast food rarely achieves. This brings us to an important idea. Energy isn't just about stimulation, it's about nourishment. The goal isn't to feel hyperactive for 30 minutes. The goal is to feel capable throughout the day. And sometimes the foods that support that goal are the ones that have been around for generations.
But what if one of the most overlooked benefits of good nutrition isn't something you feel during the day? What if it's something that happens at night?
Sleep is one of the greatest health tools available. It's free, powerful, and often underestimated. During sleep, the body performs countless maintenance processes: recovery, repair, restoration. Yet millions of adults struggle with sleep quality. And while food is only one piece of the puzzle, nutrition can influence how we feel before bedtime. Think about the difference between ending your evening with a heavy load of sugary snacks versus a balanced, nourishing meal. Many people feel calmer and more satisfied after warm, protein-rich dinners. Traditional cultures understood something modern society sometimes forgets. The evening meal isn't just fuel, it's a transition. A signal that the day is slowing down, that the body can begin relaxing, that recovery can begin. And speaking of recovery, let's talk about something people spend billions of dollars trying to improve every year: their appearance. Walk into any store today and you'll see endless products promising youthful-looking skin, creams, serums, supplements, treatments. The global anti-aging industry is worth billions. But here's an interesting truth. Healthy-looking skin begins beneath the surface. Hydration matters. Sleep matters. Stress management matters. And nutrition matters. Your skin is constantly renewing itself. That process requires nutrients, protein, vitamins,
Minerals, and overall dietary quality. This is one reason wellness experts often emphasize whole foods before expensive beauty solutions, because no cream can replace the foundation created by healthy habits. Again, birria isn't a beauty treatment, but its traditional ingredients contribute nutrients that support the body's normal maintenance processes. And sometimes the simplest approach is the most powerful. Feed the body well. Let it do what it's designed to do. But there is another area where many adults begin noticing change as they age: the joints.
And this next benefit may be one of the most fascinating of all. Imagine waking up every morning feeling stiff. Every step feels harder. Every movement feels slower. For many adults, maintaining mobility becomes increasingly important with age. After all, mobility is freedom. It's the ability to travel, play with grandchildren, stay independent, enjoy life. This is one reason collagen-related nutrients have attracted so much attention. Traditional slow-cooked broths naturally contain compounds derived from connective tissues. And while research continues to evolve, these foods remain popular among people interested in supporting an active lifestyle. Perhaps that's not surprising.
For centuries, people valued slow-cooked broths long before anyone understood the science behind them. They simply noticed how nourishing they felt. And that raises a fascinating question. What if some traditional foods survived for hundreds of years because they provided benefits people could feel, even if they couldn't explain them? Coming up next, we're diving into one of the biggest topics in modern wellness: longevity. Can a traditional dish like birria teach us something about living longer and staying healthier as we age? And then,
We'll reveal several myths about birria tacos that most Americans still get completely wrong. Let's talk about something every human being wants. Not simply a longer life, a better life. A life filled with energy, purpose, movement, connection, and joy. When researchers study populations known for healthy aging, they often discover something interesting. These communities don't rely on miracle foods. They don't chase every new health trend. Instead, they tend to build their diets around real foods, traditional foods, foods prepared with care, foods shared with family, foods that have stood the test of time. And that's where birria becomes more than just a meal.
it becomes part of a larger story. A story about slowing down, cooking from scratch, eating together, choosing nourishment over convenience whenever possible. The lesson isn't that birria is a longevity secret. The lesson is that traditional foods often remind us of principles that modern life has forgotten. Real ingredients, real meals, real connection. And perhaps that's one of the most powerful health habits of all. But before you start ordering birria every day, there are several myths we need to clear up, because some people are getting this story completely wrong.
Myth number 1. All tacos are unhealthy. Not necessarily. The nutritional quality of any taco depends on ingredients, preparation, portion size, and frequency of consumption. A homemade birria taco made with quality ingredients is very different from highly processed fast food alternatives. Myth number 2. If it tastes amazing, it must be bad for you. This idea has created a lot of confusion. Healthy eating doesn't require suffering. Many nutritious foods are delicious. The goal isn't to eliminate pleasure. The goal is balance. Myth number 3. Traditional foods are outdated. History suggests otherwise. Many traditional foods continue to attract scientific interest precisely because generations consumed them successfully. Myth number 4. More is always better. This may be the most important myth of all. Even nutritious foods should be enjoyed with awareness. Health isn't built from one giant meal. It's built from consistent habits over years. And speaking of habits, let's discuss the biggest mistakes people make when eating birria, because these mistakes can completely change the experience. Mistake number 1, eating too quickly. Many people rush through meals without allowing their body time to register fullness. Mistake number 2, pairing birria with excessive sugary drinks. A nourishing meal can quickly become less balanced when combined with large amounts of added sugar. Mistake number 3, ignoring vegetables. Fresh onions, cilantro, lime, vegetable side dishes.
These additions contribute flavor and nutritional diversity. Mistake number 4. Confusing occasional indulgence with everyday eating patterns. Remember, overall lifestyle matters more than any single meal. And now let's answer a question many viewers have probably been wondering. When is the best time to enjoy birria?
For many people, birria works best alayhi salam, part of a balanced lunch or dinner. Pair it with fresh vegetables. Enjoy the consommé. Stay hydrated throughout the day. Focus on quality ingredients whenever possible. And perhaps most importantly, slow down. Savor the meal. One fascinating thing about traditional food cultures is that they often place enormous value on the eating experience itself. Conversation, family, community, presence. Modern life encourages speed. Traditional meals encourage appreciation. And that difference may matter more than we realize. But before we finish, let me tell you 3 short stories.
Stories that reveal why food is about much more than nutrition. Story 1. David, age 58. For years, he chased every health trend imaginable. Supplements, detoxes, extreme diets. Eventually, he realized something surprising. The healthiest approach wasn't complexity. It was consistency. Cooking more meals at home, eating more whole foods, sharing meals with family. His health journey improved not because of one miracle food, but because of sustainable habits. Story 2. Maria, age 63. Every Sunday, her family gathers around homemade birria. For them, the meal isn't just nourishment. It's tradition, connection, belonging.
And those social connections are increasingly recognized as important parts of overall well-being. Story 3. James, age 47. Busy career, constant stress, fast food almost every day. One small change transformed his routine. He began preparing more traditional meals at home. Not perfect meals, just better meals. Over time, those small improvements became lasting habits. And that's the lesson hidden inside all 3 stories. Health rarely changes overnight. It changes one choice at a time.
At the beginning of this video, we asked a simple question. Could birria tacos be healthier than most people think? Now you know the answer. The real story was never about tacos. It was never about one ingredient. It was never about finding a miracle food. The real story is about something much deeper. The power of traditional foods. The wisdom hidden in generations of cooking. The importance of slowing down. The value of nourishing both body and soul. Because longevity isn't created by a single meal. It's created by thousands of choices, thousands of moments, thousands of opportunities to care for yourself. One day at a time, one meal at a time, one habit at a time.
And perhaps the next time you dip a crispy birria taco into that rich, steaming consommé, you'll see more than flavor. You'll see history, tradition, family, and a reminder that sometimes the most meaningful health lessons aren't found in a laboratory. They're found around a dinner table. Thank you for watching. Take care of your body. Treasure the people you love. And never underestimate the power of simple foods prepared with care. We'll see you in the next video.